देवता, नो, देवता will always say like that, but यजमान will always say that मुझे कोई नहीं करता, क्या फर्क पड़ता है, मैं जरूर करूंगा यजमान. And that's a simple example of Durga का आदान प्रदान. We forget that humans are animals. 99% animals. The deer is inside us, the cheetah is inside us. We are constantly seeking Lakshmi and Durga. It will never go away. Kabhi nahi jayega. The difference is we are just animals with larger brains. That is all. We have 100 grams of tissue which makes us different from animals. And because we have a larger brain, we have one ability that animals don't have. We have the ability to imagine. Animals can't imagine. The dolphin and the chimpanzee can, but 1% compared to 100% of humans. That is why you can think big and beyond. If you didn't have imagination, you won't. Kalpana Shakti. You can imagine. Imagination is like water. You can contain it in a lake called Sarovar or a Sarita. Sarasa means water. From there comes Saraswati, the goddess of thoughts, thinking. Not goddess of knowledge, goddess of thinking, thoughts. Saraswati. Kitna soch sakte ho? How much can you think? Without this, nothing will happen. So I can imagine a world like this. Look at this picture. Lion, this is based on a line from the Bible which says, the lion shall lay with the lamb. In Gujarati, it is Vag Bakri Chai. अभी ये ख्यालों में होता है. This picture can only be, look at this picture carefully. This is the most unnatural picture. It can only be created on Photoshop. It doesn't exist in nature. It cannot be created. This doesn't exist. ख्यालों में होता है, peace and prosperity. This doesn't exist. But I can imagine it. अच्छा लगता है. एक दुनिया होगी जब सब लोग नाचेंगे, गाएंगे. We'll all be happy. Imagination. Vaikunt. I can imagine it. But this is also imagination. सब कुछ बर्बाद हो जाएगा, सब कुछ चला जाएगा, प्रलय हो जाएगा, apocalypse, World War Z, big bust, something will go wrong, सब कयामत का दिन आ जाएगा, सब चला जाएगा. Both are imaginations, the possibility of perfection and the complete disaster. सब ख्यालों में, life में नहीं होता है. Look at an animal. A deer gets scared when it can see a tiger, smell a tiger, or hear a tiger. Humans can imagine a tiger all the time. So we are always afraid. कल धंधा बंद हो जाएगा, क्यों? सब वापस आ रहे रेगुलेशन आ जाएगा, वापस करेंगे, अभी तुम मार डालेंगे हमको. I can't change my rules of the game. The rules of the game are changing in your industry. So I can imagine everything coming to an end, right? But I can also imagine positive. But no, I will prefer negative imagination to positive imagination. Both are imaginations. Animals, when they look into the mirror, cannot see themselves. They'll say, "Arey, is this a predator? Is that a prey? Is that mate?" If it is none of the above, then I'm happy. But what happens when humans look at their reflection? This is Narcissus from Greek mythology. Every day, look at this picture, for example. This little pawn is looking and saying, "Main Raja banunga." Every day in the morning when you look at the mirror, what do you see? Do you see yourself or do you see your imagination of yourself? So I look at the mirror every day and I say, "I am diamond." Then I go to my office and I meet my boss on appraisal day. And boss says, "You are not diamond, you are plastic." So I get very depressed. I go home and I ask my wife, "What do you think? Diamond or plastic?" She said, No, certainly not plastic. You are cheap plastic." Now what is the truth? What is the truth? Diamond, plastic, cheap plastic, all three are imaginations. What do you believe? Because everybody in the world will say you are cheap plastic. Job क्यों छोड़ा? Business क्यों किया? मैंने बोला था. But the fact is, if you don't believe you're diamond, you will not even work towards it. If you don't believe this, why is your imagination not important? Who said your imagination is not important? Everything starts with imagination. Then The difficulty is when you pay attention to other people's imagination. What is my customer's imagination? That is difficult. You do that, your business starts getting better. Look at the imagination of your customer, of your investor, of your team members. How do they imagine things? And are you working to solve that imagination, working with that imagination? Your imagination and their imagination. वो देवता का imagination is as important as your imagination. And that is a yajna. Normally we are so focused on our own imagination, हम लोग सामने वाले की imagination नहीं देखते हैं. For example, the imagination of your customers. Everybody from the richest to the poorest man is thinking, मेरा अर्थ क्या है? Meaning. Who am I? Diamond, plastic, cheap plastic. And money is usually a measure of that. If I have a lot of money, then I must be diamond. But if I go out, nobody pays me importance. Nobody values me. And then the financial advisor comes and says, sir, aap to heera ho. At least somebody believes I'm of value. True or not depends on how well you have understood the person. Feels good. I want to trust you, and if I feel you're lying to me, I will not give you business. I will never give you one hint. And how do I know I trust you? How do you know you people trust you? They will recommend clients to you without you telling them to recommend. That's proof that they trust you. Let's understand this imagination business using a simple story. And the story is of Hanuman. One day Hanuman, after the Ramayana is over, he goes and meets his mother Anjana and tells her that, we built a bridge across the sea, we defeated all the Rakshasas and we rescued Sita. And his mother is not impressed. She says, अरे इतना तकलीफ क्यों किया? तुम्हारी पूंछ से just you have moved a पूंछ ऐसे lashed your tail in just one way and you would have killed all the Rakshasas and you don't have to fight a war, do all these problems. इतना नहीं करना पड़ता था, सब solve हो जाता था. Why did you take the trouble of building a bridge? Why did you have to do this war? So Hanuman said, you know what, I could have done everything what you're saying, but I didn't do it for only one reason. What? Nobody asked me to do it. Nobody asked me. Everybody was interested in my compliance, not in my capability. Do you feel like that sometimes? Do you all feel like I'm like Hanuman, मैं कितना कर सकता हूँ इसके लिए, लेकिन कुछ मेरे को चांस ही नहीं देता है. We are all Hanumans and our team is full of Hanumans. And we don't realize these potentials, these moments. I'll give you a simple personal example of financial planning. I had a financial advisor 10 years ago, very important, but sold the concept to me. I loved it, I joined him. And I said, you know what, I'm very bad at management, but once in a month, you must at least email me or talk to me and tell me what the situation. Just tell me how much money I have made or how much is saved. He said, he promised, never delivered. I used to follow up. I got very irritated with him. One day another guy came up and I spoke to him and he said, I said, no, I already have a financial advisor. It's not right. He said, fine, sir. Give me something. So I gave him one little job. But I said, I have only one request. Once a month, just follow up with me. And he followed up meticulously. I would shout at him, I have time nahi hai. Fir bhi, sir, SMS karta hu. And within 1 year, he had my business. And remember that time my income was X. Today it is 10X. And guess who has the business? The second advisor. Why? The second advisor, because he saw my potential. He saw my capability. And I saw his capability because he actually So, what is the swaha that I can give? Whenever I'm meeting someone, what swaha can I give? Whenever you give someone something, these are the 3 things that people look for ultimately. One is value for money, Lakshmi. The other is a sense of security. And the third is an identity. I want to have an aukat. I want to know who I am. 3 things I want from you. So if I work from you, I need not just your salary, I want you to make me feel powerful. And I want to feel I'm doing something worthwhile in my life, a sense of purpose. And these are the three things that people always see. Your customer is seeking this, your investor is seeking this, your vendor is seeking this. You have to do this as a swaha. Check what do you give. Do you do arti? Do you invest in people's capabilities or only focus on their compliance? Or do you only focus on value for money? Ask these conversations with yourself and something will emerge. How do you remember this? Simple way of remembering. Swaha mein kya dena chahiye? If you forget, remember this, LSD. Not Ekta Kapoor's LSD. This is Lakshmi, Saraswati and Durga. Three things you can give to people in any human engagement. And if you do this correctly, agar darshan theek se karoge, you will figure out, ये शिव जी है कि ये कृष्ण है, इसको क्या देना है, इसको बेल देना है या इसको तुलसी देना है. If you know exactly which swaha to give, then in Tathastu Lakshmi will come. You will become Vishnu and Lakshmi will walk your way. And I hope this room is full of Vishnus shortly. Thank you. 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 So time for a few questions and then Lakshmi वहाँ रुकी हुई है, सरस्वती यहाँ बैठी है. चलो. Couple of questions. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah. Is there a mic?
Hi Devdutt. First of all, let me say it's an amazing to hear you out here.
Thank you.
Just have a question. You talked about imagination.
Yes.
You can imagine as in diamond or whatever, and that can evolve in your life over a period of time and ignore what others imagine about you. Isn't it important that what we imagine, we need to be grounded ourselves? Because if I imagine to be a diamond and if I don't work towards it or act towards it, I won't be able to succeed. Is that true?
See, let's say I'm doing a yajna. I think I'm diamond, but my devta doesn't think I'm diamond. So what is my swaha? I have to work till he starts believing I'm diamond. Then I have to first ask, acha, consumer insight, what does he think is a diamond? What are the criteria of a diamond? And I'll work towards it. Now I have got something to work towards. And I'll say, oh, I can't work towards his understanding of diamond, so I kabhi nahi pahunch sakta. So you won't waste your time. You understand? So yajna is always a two-way process. The fundamental thing is yajna. सामने वाले को भी सोचना चाहिए. But if I don't listen to my imagination, I will never grow. Nothing will happen in my life. Because my understanding, even right now you're imagining yourself. Now, maybe you're imagining yourself as something which is much lower than your potential. I don't know. All this is imagination. The way I imagine myself, even now I have an imagination of myself. Yatharth और कल्पना में बहुत फर्क होता है. But that imagination enables me to stand on the stadium and talk. I can imagine, yeah, it's possible. But I'm also sensitive to other people's imagination. And that enables me to have a great conversation with people. And sometimes I make mistakes, so the conversation is not good quality. Sometimes I make stupid mistakes because I've not paid attention to the samne wala imagination. So imagine you have a team of people and everybody over there thinks they're plastic. They won't work well if you don't tell them, but I think you're diamond. I do think you're diamond. I think you do better than what you can do. You can't do that well, but you can do this very well. You're very good at this. You're not so good at that. But why don't you focus on this area? So the second guy, remember I told you of my personal experience with financial advisor. The second guy, I realized he's not good in finance. He's terrible at finance. I said, देख तेरे को finance जमेगा नहीं, but तेरा customer service superb है. So what did I told him that just make sure that you have got in your team one person who's good in finance. बाकी तू संभाल लेगा. Even today he's terrible at finance. He doesn't understand anything in economics. But all his clients love him because he knows how to talk to them. And if there is a difficult point, he picks up the phone and talks to his advisor behind. So he's not a great finance guy, but he's a great business guy. Because he realizes customers don't care for the financial part, they care for the caring, the affection, the love he brings to the room, that he's constantly telling them. And he deals only with high net worth individuals. So he's dealing with people whose minimum threshold is 50 crores. And I'm just lucky to be with him. And I see, he tells me, Devdutt, they don't care about the money. They make your life miserable. They really want to feel secure. They want to feel happy. So I go, I talk to them, chat up with them for 2 hours. And dhanda aata rehta hai. He said, never ask for business, but it always comes. I keep getting my business, my orders. It keeps coming because he's so good at customer service. But if he had a constant, I'm so tired, because his boss told him that you're bad at finance, you have to do a course in finance planning and all that. And he said, Devdutt, this is very scary. I'll leave this job. I'll do some HR job. I said, no, you're very good at this job. Because the client only wants your customer service. They want to show there's a back end which is strong. And your dashboard is strong. So that way. Imagination of the other matters. Can the mic be brought here, please, so that everybody can hear the question then? Oh, you have the mic, so you shall not. Okay, good. So next, after that, I'll take. If you do pass.
Hi,
Yeah.
Devdutt. My question is that in the Hindu mythology, was there ever any trend of currency devaluation? And we can take some leaf of mythology.
See, measurement. Evaluation is about measurement. You know what is the Sanskrit word for measurement? Maya. Delusion. So what looks like a bad thing could be perhaps a positive thing right now, depending on how you measure it, how you evaluate it.